What is up? Welcome back to another one. Yes, I am tired, but we're gonna fix a few pods here tonight. We didn't yesterday. Just trying to wrap up our move out of the old place, and it's just taken a lot more time. Not to mention the 2 hours out of the day that it takes to go there and back, so it's a big oof, ouch, ooey. But we got some coffee, we got some Red Bull. We spilled half our coffee getting the stream set up, so oops. Anyways, let's get the names ready. Let's message a few people. $53.23, $52.44. All right, for $52.44, that's actually Josh there. They wanted their name on it, so we'll put their name on it. There we go. Oh, poor baby. I'm going to say goodnight to the child real quick here. Good night. Love you. Good night. Sleep well. Alright. Oh yeah, we gotta let the Discord server know here as well. Did I use a different color HomePod this time for the thumbnail? Let's see here. I did. Slightly different shade. Is that Stefan? Stefan, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alright. Let's finish our coffee real quick. Let's start the Red Bull. Yes. No lights, no power. The kilowatt says the usual power draw for the usual dead diode. I did not give this one any time on the heating pad, so it is practically stone cold here. It'll take a moment to get this top off. Oh, and I've only got 6 gaskets also, so I guess that works out. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. 6 more HomePods triage. That doesn't mean there's only 6 more waiting to get fixed. Oh boy, there's a good number waiting to have their names thrown up there. But do appreciate everyone's patience here. Like I said, if you missed it, we're on the tail end of our move. Yeah, it's taken a while to get out of the old place. A few unexpected roadblocks along the way. We're still not done. Hopefully everything goes smooth these next few days while we pack the last few things up and clean out. But it is a time suck, because not only do we have to spend the time there packing and cleaning, but it also takes at minimum an hour to get there and an hour to get back due to the distance. Now that's ideally. You got traffic, and you got traffic whenever you want to go down there and get it done. So, so we're stuck here fixing HomePods at 10 o'clock at night until we wrap this up here. But we have until the end of this. We have until Sunday. We have basically until Sunday. So, one way or another, it's going to be done soon. And we won't have to worry about it anymore, and we'll have a bunch of our time back. I'm going to mute myself whenever I use the air duster here, just because, you know, sleepy time. There you go. It's time to reload. How much will we spill today? Like half of it. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Oh yeah, I missed your last comment. Your last question. We've got your boy here still, don't worry. Well, Shuffle Hands had it, and then he found a way to ship it to Danny. But it's safe, I promise. It also somehow reverted itself to OS 11, so you'll have to figure out how to... I hope you've got a USB adapter. Oh man, I'm so crunched on time that we made on trying to ship the thing to you. hoping I can get that knocked out by the end of next week. Guess who's not failing math anymore? Hey, folks, fellas. Might as well graduate this kid right here. Let him out. Let him free with a degree in high school. No, it's okay. You're probably farther, and you're gonna get even farther than I ever did with math. Even though it was one of my favorite subjects, I was what you would call a mathlete in elementary school. After school extracurricular activities involving math tournaments. Statewide math tournaments, man. It was great. It was fun. Middle school, it was still pretty interesting. High school, barely touched anything beyond, I think algebra. And it wasn't math in particular. It was more just everything going on with life that I wasn't able to focus on school anymore, and the best option became dropping out. And it seemed like it was, because I would have ended up staying there probably flunking and trying over and over again and probably not making much progress. We wouldn't be here fixing today. Not that I encourage everybody to go out and stay in school, yeah? Let's see, who's that? We got a fella that just sent in their HomePod. Welcome, and thank you. If you've been trying to contact me, I do apologize for not being able to reply so fast. We're almost done. We're almost through it. Things are going to be back to normal soon. As normal as it'll get these days. Okay. Now, how well can you see this? Look at that. What an effect. You guys cool if we keep the lights like this, or do you need, you just gotta have it the way it usually is? You want me to turn the lights on? Just let me know. But, I like it a little different once in a while. Okay, you can't see anything, so here. Woo! I don't think I've heard of that show. Beyond maybe you talking about it. What is going on? Excellent. Oh, busy. Busy and dirty. Lots of cleaning. Alright. Sorry I don't talk much over there. I hate talking over all the fan noise. Wait for that to cool off there. Alright. Anyways, yeah. Spent most of today packing and cleaning at the old house. I'm very tired. Physically exhausted. Oh yeah, it was an office day too. I've been up since 5 in the morning. I woke up at 5, drove an hour into the office, hung out there till lunch, headed to the old house, packed and cleaned there until the wife showed up with the kid. We loaded up both of our cars, and here we are tonight. What a day. Never got the house tour. We talked about this. I should do something for the Patreon members, but it was primarily a privacy concern. When we clean up, you'll get some kind of house. Hey, if you joined more of the Patreon pre-streams, you'd catch more of the multiple house tours I've been given since. I don't totally blame you though. You're asleep half the time I end up doing them. Not the new house, the old house. It's not clean. Oh, it's not clean yet. You can see it when it's clean. How about that? If you want to see it while it's clean, just shoot, you know my address. You can just look it up. They've got photos of the place. Oh, maybe they don't because we had all our stuff in there. Man, I think this is the longest I've ever lived in the same house before the house I grew up in. I was I wasn't born in the same house, but I was raised for the better part of the first 18 years of my life in the same house. And then I moved over to the other side of the state and pretty much moved around houses every year or two since then. And then the place that we're moving out of now, we've been at for 8 years, man. It's crazy. Lots of stuff. You'll just buy it, you're a zillionaire. Dude, let's go. Rich Unk. Rich rocket scientist Unk, let's go. You're buying the new house too. In this market, I don't think it'd be too difficult. It's as they always say, it's currently a buyer's market. Looks at the house we just moved out of being sold for $1.8 million with a dilapidated roof. Zinsco wiring that's already tried burning the house down twice. Everything leaks. Everything's wired on the same 15 amp breaker. The house was built in like the 60s, I think, 60s or 70s. And we've been there for 8 years. So if they don't actually just tear the house down and rebuild a new one like every other property around us has been getting done to it, then at the least the carpet's got to get replaced. Some Washington law, since we've lived there long enough, more or less, it's due for replacement just from normal wear and tear. And I know they're gonna hold a good chunk of our deposit, if not all of it, over just the carpet. Even though they're just gonna rip it out and replace it. Even though they would have had to rip it out and replace it anyways. And even though they're probably just gonna knock the whole house down. They gave us the standard checklist. And like, to be fair, you know, where's my screwdriver? To be fair, you know, it's not our say or anything like that. We shouldn't have any special circumstance based on what they're going to be doing with the house after we move out. You know, like, we don't have to clean it and patch and not get our deposit back for what anybody would do for anything else, right? But you're just gonna... This isn't Minecraft, Stefan. You can't just put a tower wherever you want. I'm also handicapped right at the moment with my thumb. My freaking something got in between my thumb and my fingernail, and now it just hurts. Whew. But it can't stop us. It can't stop me. You can't stop the fix. We got Josh coming up now. I had them as 5244, and then I noticed that that I actually had a name for them, and that's what they wanted it streamed as. I'm sure it's not a huge deal, but
I'm having trouble connecting to.
all right. So that's all fixed up. Ready for some testing and a bill. Josh is up here. Let's let 5321 know they're coming up soon. Oh, perfect. Found them. Okay. Let's take a quick listen. Quick listen to how bad this one pops. Right before it starts playing any sound. Alright, I'd rate that about middle of the road severity, like 5 out of 10. Nowhere near the worst, but definitely in that threshold of problem territory. So, especially considering it's cold on the inside still. Heat will make death farts worse and worse and more frequent, and it'll make the popping even louder. So it's already a pretty true tell when it pops as loud as it does on a first cold boot. Not that popping alone is a sign of a problem, like I say, like I've got on my website. Hold on. 5325. The cat wants food. Okay, the cat has food. We have a broken speaker basket. Broken. Oh, I don't want to step on that. These are actually really sharp. That's where it was hit. This is the side where it was dropped at some point. Alright, I still have plenty of these left over, so snag that from the pile. Doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with the seal. Oh. But fart filter wise, the subwoofer survived. However, it is bent. It's got a bit of a whoopsie daisy right there. Yeah, you can kind of see it on camera. It's crooked. Shouldn't be. Where's my smasher? Where's Adam? Alright, say hello to Adam. Welcome back, Stefan. Let's see, is it bent out or is it bent in? It's bent in. Just a few precise whacks ought to do it. Don't want to overshoot. Have to bend it back the other way. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Adam. Smashing. It was really hot today. Today was a very warm day. Lots of perspiration happened. No air conditioning. Just me in a hot, greasy, oily garage. with my old smushed Z. Trying to clean it up as best as I can to make it as presentable as possible to Facebook and Craigslist, so whoever wants it can have it. You want it, you can have it. What could be wrong with a HomePod 2 speaker that can no longer be reset? If you're asking about that one that's on eBay for sale right now, I saw the same one. There's actually two for sale. Two broken second gens on sale on eBay right now. My best guess, based on the description, because it's lacking, is a faulty touch panel, of course. And you can get a replacement touch panel on AliExpress, but it'll cost you. And we do offer repairs for it, but they do take longer and are very expensive. So anyways, if you want a free 1986 Nissan 300ZX, feel free to reach out to me. You have until Friday. I'm calling a scrapper on Friday, and they can do what they want with it. But there's my OG, my original Z that got smushed up. There's no transmission. There is a motor. Who knows how well it runs now still. It was running and driving when it got in the accident. I can't keep calling it an accident. That was pure negligence on their part. But anyways, you got quite a lot of bits in there still that are pretty decent. I also have a front bumper, hatch, hood, some extra spare goodies in there. Let's see, can we get this out without a thumb? The speaker turns on, the lights come on. Is it repairable? Again, there's not enough info there to say for sure. Everything's repairable, but it's a matter of how much it'll cost and how much you're willing to pay. Like it could be a simple fix, as cheap as like $60, not including shipping each way. Or, and far more likely, it could be a failed amplifier board or main logic board or faulty touch panel. And any of those three, which again, far more likely, are going to cost a lot of money. Like $100+ $140 for the touch panel's case. Sucks. Why doesn't Apple sell us parts for the HomePod Gen 2 like they do all their other products that they, isn't the Gen 2 HomePod, doesn't it fall well within the right to repair laws of Washington and California? Yeah, insurance totaled it. I bought it back because I had a lot of turbo parts on it that I wanted to move to my replacement Z, which I did. So basically what's left is more or less a bone stock, half smashed Z, with a fair bit of goods still in it. Not that you could fix it and drive it again, but there's plenty of parts still in there. There's plenty of good metal still to cut up and fix up other smushed cars. But I bought it back from insurance for significantly less than it would have cost me to replace all of the turbo parts to do it all again on my replacement Z. So that's what I opted for. I was gonna mount the car to my shop wall once I was done taking all the parts off of it that I wanted, but I ran out of time. And I still don't have a house. So I would not recommend buying a broken second gen, especially a broken second gen, without having a full set of known good parts. If you're going to try to fix that yourself, there's a good chance you'll lose your mind trying to find it on your own. You're going to at least need a known good set of parts to swap things around and determine which board, which component is even causing the problem. Because with the description that the eBay seller of either of those HomePods, there's not enough info to determine exactly what's failing. And even if there was all the info we'd want in the world, it's still kind of speculation until you get your hands on it and you actually swap parts around and confirm. Stefan, thanks for stopping by. Get that good real time in. That's a good seal. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Boo-boo with the glue. I'll say that I'll sacrifice my shirt. Unnecessary. I found a hand towel. Alright. That's okay. That's actually no big deal at all. I just don't want to accidentally glue the mesh to the plastic shell. It's not necessary. Yeah, $80 for it's tempting, but I see it more as a good deal for a set of potentially mostly good parts, with one or two major things actually unusable or broken in it. More than something that'd be quickly fixable. And like I said, if you don't have a spare second-gen HomePod, or at least a set of parts for a second-gen HomePod that are all known good, you're going to be shooting a lot in the dark, trying to figure out even which of any of the boards could be really causing it. Second gens are far more unknown territory and more expensive. And depending on who you ask, worse than the first gen. The way I like to put it, the second generation HomePod is a lot like a supersized mini. It's much more like a bigger mini than it is a true second generation of the first gen HomePod. The first gen HomePod felt like a genuine attempt at making something sound as good and enjoyable as possible in the most compact and most compact form factor, without having to worry about where you put it or where you're standing around it. And the fact that it ties natively in with all of your other Apple stuff. Going to be enough of a hit for most people. Crazy that it's just still a hit 9 years after they were made. But anyways, the second gen, yucky. We don't like second gen HomePods around here. You walked into the wrong repair shop if you like second gens. You have a first gen and you're loving it? Yeah. That's one thing I will say that I like to say about how they sound. By themselves, the first gen and second gen sound very good. If you've never heard either one before, you're not going to be like, the first or second gen isn't going to make the difference in whether you like it or not. That said, the common opinion seems to be that most people that already own first gens, that are used to its specific sound signature, prefer how they sound over the second gens. And people that have generally never listened to a HomePod before and or don't have a way to do a side-by-side comparison may not even notice a difference or care based on their use case. Which is better, Gen 1 or a Mini? Oh, the Minis have issues with touch panels too. And they're just, everything is just so much smaller and more difficult to do micro soldering on. First gen all day over a Mini. I would pick a first gen HomePod. It'd have to be literally like 6 or 7 Minis that I would have to take before I would pick a group of Minis over a HomePod. That's how much a first gen's worth to me, like 6 or 7 Minis.
I'm having trouble connecting.
All right. So it does sound like right off the bat, the popping is significantly improved. Like I say, there's no completely getting rid of it. First gens do it, second gens do it. Many high power Class D audio amplifiers do it. But we did make a noticeable improvement, and technically you're supposed to let those filters settle for 24 to 48 hours before you test them. So it should only get better from here now. And those replacement filters will last a lot longer than whatever Apple was sticking in there. All right, 5321's turn. No power. We're getting through it. The goal is to at least fix all of those HomePod names tonight there. Minus, we're not fixing and more tonight. Lord, please help us. No lights, no power. Let's let 5325 know that they are coming up soon. $53.25. All right. There we go. Let's get started. My mini touchscreen was to the point you had to have something pressed down on it to stop acting. You disconnected the whole touch panel and pray you never have to factory reset it. Ah, okay, so it sounds like it's not your first escapade with the touch panels. So, since you've seen the inside of the Mini, let me inform you with the fact that the second gen HomePod, its touch panel, basically it's the Mini's touch panel scaled up, bigger. And so they both tend to experience the same problems down the road due to presumably manufacturing defects in the panels. Yeah. And then there are people on AliExpress finally selling touch panels for the Mini, but of course it costs as much as getting another used Mini at that point. Heck, you could, if you're patient and you know where to look, when to look, you could probably find a deal on a few used Minis for as much as it'll cost for a replacement touch panel from AliExpress. Would I advise you buy a second HomePod 1 for a stereo? Oh brother. Oh brother. If you love the one HomePod you have, getting a second and setting them up as a stereo pair is one of the biggest leaps and bounds above what you've already experienced. It's so good. Blew my freaking mind, man. Blew every friend's mind that came over and I showed. Just out of these two little guys, just out of two of these little guys, you get such a. It's already so wide and from the one as it is, man. All day, every day. If you've got a budget and your choice is a couple of minis. A couple of minis, a broken second gen, or a used first gen, I would do the used first gen all day. Although keep in mind, any used first gen, even new out of the box first gen, they're all gonna eventually need a bit of maintenance. Be it those filters going bad or that diode causing no power. You know, and then you got second gens that have touch panels that go bad. So I guess pick your poison. Second gens and minis. At least with first gens, we more or less just call it routine maintenance around here. And it's all taken care of with off-the-shelf components that cost a few bucks. If you're getting good high quality ones. Versus the issues most common on second gen HomePods and minis, you need a proprietary touch panel that costs dang near as much as the thing does on the used market. And who knows how long the replacement panels will last. The manufacturers of these replacement panels say they shouldn't have issues down the road, and they say they've got this super long warranty to help you out down the road in case, but there are no certainties. Time will tell. I always say, and of course, biased as the guy in the business fixing them. I say first gen all day, every day. They sound better. They're built better. They're more repairable. Good luck reflashing the software on a second gen HomePod. We've got the USB connection, the adapter, the software restore process all figured out on the first gens. I don't think anybody's been able to on the second gen. I don't even know if it'll be possible for a long time. So if you happen to have a second gen HomePod that becomes software brick for whatever reason, and it can't kick itself out of it, you're screwed. Hope it's under warranty, I guess. Or if you, if you cry long and hard enough to the right person at Apple, there's someone that'll help you out there, but is it worth the trouble? I've gone through that. I've actually got Well, I took one of them apart. Oh man, 4 or 5 years ago, right when we were getting started on these HomePod repairs, a little bit after, just making a name for ourselves. And I was on the hunt for HomePods, broken ones. So I hopped on Goodwill's auction site. Ended up winning a pair of Space Gray first gens for $160 total. 5 years ago. That's some silly hot pricing right there. Even today, that's a good deal, if you ask me. But anyways, scored these 2 pods. They even came with boxes, serial matched boxes. I get them. They're still under Apple Care warranty. Wow. Joyous. So I set them up, I use them for a little bit, and then I start having death farts with them. They start death farting. So I'm like, okay, let's test out Apple's Apple Care warranty on these HomePods. I reach out. They basically swear left and right and give me the runaround about it not being a hardware issue and it being an issue with my Wi-Fi. So I stomp and tantrum and hoot and holler and cry and go to the Apple store and talk to supervisors and escalated tickets, and eventually reached out to someone at corporate. I don't remember who, in what department, but they did eventually promise that they actually they made a deal with me apparently, where if they swap out those 2 with 2 refurbished units, then I'll be happy. That's all I wanted, really. I just wanted them to swap the 2 units, and that was her deal that she was making with me, was we'll replace these 2 HomePods for you under warranty. So I get 2 refurbished HomePods back from Apple. I keep one of them in the box. I don't open it, and I still have it unopened to this day. The second one, I immediately unbox it and I tear it apart because I want to see what the inside of a refurbished HomePod looks like. Ended up being the exact same on the inside. Nothing actually replaced. Probably refurbished for the HomePods meant during initial production they failed QA for some reason and had to go back and get refreshed or rebuilt. And those refurb units will get put into a different box. But all HomePods are from the same production run. New, refurbed. If it was sent to you sealed in a box from Apple, it's from the same run. And so they all have the same chance of their own issues. Hey, thanks for stopping by. The stream delay, you'll probably miss my goodbye before you leave. But if you do catch it, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to catch you in another one, eh? Sorry, I just saw your chat there. Or is that Raffy? 3815? Looking forward to fixing that pod. Ooh. Fixing that pod for you. Got something in my eyeball. Tends to happen when you don't have any eyelashes. I am running. I'm running a little behind on responding to new repair requests, though. So I do apologize to everybody that's been waiting for me to reach back out to them with shipping labels and all that. Things should be going back to normal by the end of this week. We'll have all of our stuff moved out of the old house, keys turned in, officially out of there. No more reason to spend 2 hours a day driving there and back, and however long we can spend there cleaning up and packing. I hear ya. Should have done it sooner. Should have got it all done sooner. And all I gotta say is, I know. But you get swamped with the side business. The day job suddenly expects you to be there 5 days a week, right when you move an hour away from the office. You get in a car wreck and break your foot. Kind of slows you down a little. But we're still kicking. We're still fixing. Still haven't found a CRM yet. What I need is something that's simple, has iMessage support, and has a way for customers to submit new repair requests or check in on an existing one. And especially right now, I really don't need something that I gotta sit down and talk to a sales guy for hours every day for weeks at a time to get trained on to learn how to use it. All due respect to my repair app, but oh my, is it something to wrap your head around? Like it's dang near someone's job just to manage the thing for you if you use it. And nothing like my workflow. I couldn't get it to fit in right off the bat. Like there was I don't know. I gotta play with it a little more before I totally give up on it. I already paid for it, so I might as well at least get the month I paid for out of it. But what I still didn't see was native iMessage integration. Sure, there's probably a third-party paid integration, but that's another thing I'm trying to avoid is setting up a CRM that depends on third-party integrations that I have to worry about randomly being updated and broken down the road, and then having to, all of this vibe-coded freaking and then I wonder, do I just keep doing it the way we do it? All manually, all by hand, step by step, every step. That's my fingers personally poking you. Making the bill, shooting you the messages. It's not something we just scan and it shoots you an automated update or anything like that. From the moment you submit a repair request to the moment you get your HomePod back, that's all manual. And I guess it makes this a pretty unique repair service. Gives it a personal touch, which I know not everybody likes. And there's options these days out there. You don't have to get your HomePod fixed by me. There's other people, believe it or not, that fix these things too, with competitive pricing in some cases. I've actually had my hands on one of my competitors' repairs. I don't know if it was some kind of undercover thing or what, but it kind of metaphorically smelled a bit suspicious. But the work itself was perfectly fine. It was the circumstances that were strange. But I digress. We're getting there. 3 more to go. 3 more. We can do this. Oh shoot! It's 11:30. We can do this. I still have to bill these people. I still have to bill people from a few days ago. Hey, it works. Look at that. At least we can fix a HomePod. Who's next? 5325. Welcome back. Who's doing what? Let's see. All right.
I'm having trouble connecting to
They are fixed. All right. Let's get 5325's name up there. All right. No lights, no power. Kilowatt says dead diode on the amp. Is your HomePod ready for Y3K? Send it in today. Before it's too late.
all these qualities onto me. You don't know me. This is what happens between.
If I had a nickel for every time I think I did something stupid, then I'd have a shit ton of nickels. That shit was stupid. I run it back, take it back, hold it back, take it back, run it back, run it back. I'ma kill the fucking white whale. I'ma give the dick a damn heart attack. If I had a nickel for every time I think I did something dumb, I'd be rich as a man with no kids and a decent income. I'd be rich as a shit, call me young, rich, thick, I'm enough on the call, the coke and the kid. I was stuck on the sea on the huff of the coast. This is the love, but I only count. If I had a nickel for every time I think I'm falling in love, I don't even like her that much. Shit, I'm in love. Take it back, run it back. Who was that? I've been feeling fucking psychotic, seeing you and them a print for cataracts. If I had a nickel for every time I talk, but don't ever listen. I'm rolling the bacon, be making the killer, be richer than men who will make a religion. I'm having a vision, I hope it's a way. I'm no that's a fucking break on the line. Go to the bank. having trouble connecting.
Ooh, it's been a minute since we've had the factory tie extra lengths of string to the drawstring there. And look at that, you've got matching space gray extensions on the factory white. Very unique. I mean, no one will see it, so it's not anything you can throw up on eBay for a premium. But cool to see nonetheless. You've got a slightly special HomePod there. We're going to try to clean the mesh on this one. It does feel like I could give it a light wash and it'll survive. I don't want to scrub it too hard and end up destroying it in the process, but it does feel like it's in good enough shape to give it a clean. Which we will do probably tomorrow here. The last melon, the final fix for tonight.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.
All right. Let's get David fixed up so we can get out of here. All right. That's all the time, energy, and gaskets I have for tonight. Let's give it a quick listen. Beautiful. Of course, we want to give those filters a little bit of time to settle in before we actually put them through a serious test, but already it sounds significantly improved in terms of how loud it pops. In any case, that's, like I said, it for tonight. We're going to try to bill and shipping label as many HomePods as we can tonight here, but I'll be honest, I'll probably get a few done and then I'll fall right asleep. So apologize to everyone for the delays here lately. Like I said, we're trying to wrap up our move here. Our lease ends, our keys get turned in, and we wipe our hands clean as of Sunday night, so we've got till then to finish and get it all out of there and up to standard again. So it's going to be a rough next few days, but we'll get caught up. Things should get back to normal here very soon. Quick special shout out before we go to those Patreon members: Mayushi, Kurt, Danny, Stefan, Yonut, Kiara, Paul, Aiden. Thank you for chipping in. If you feel like chucking a few bucks our way every month, I try to make it worth it. I try to give you guys private streams before we do the public repair streams. We unbox everything that showed up in the mailbox waiting to get fixed, like all these HomePods today. They get to see how everybody packed things, for better or for worse. And sometimes a few special things show up. You get prototypes, you get lunch boxes with an Apple logo on it. You get business cards. All sorts of really cool behind the scenes things that you get to see as a Patreon member there. So that's patreon.com/NixFix. Pretty easy to find us. So in any case, hope you all enjoyed this one. And